All right, guys. Good morning. Let me make sure my sound is working. All right. So it's kind of volatile in the market right now. It's kind of volatile. There we go. That's working. We have. Let me show this. ENPH. We have ENPH looking pretty good. I'll definitely watch that one. I think it's tradable on TEFs, but I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to check on that one. We also have STAF moving pretty big here, gapping up from about $1.65 to 190. We have TNDM, which is Tandem. It used to be Tandem Pharmaceuticals. I think it's Tandem Diabetes Care. This one's gapping up from 61.40s to 67.40, so about $6 gap up there. We'll see where that one heads. We also have Roku gapping up some from 63.50s to 64.90s. We have SQ pushing up some. We have Snap up a little bit. We have the SPY overall is up, I believe. Yep, the SPY is up to 295.11, so lifetime highs right now on the SPY. Really running. So we'll see where the SPY goes today. We'll see if it can break 300. That'll be crazy. We also have AMD that's up. AMD's bullish with the overall market. We have NUS, which is up. And so we got some options here. PCRX is gapping up, but with low volume as well. CVS gapping up some. So we'll have a few options at least today. Good morning, John. Good luck, Jason. Hey, you got this, brother. What's up, Sasa? I think I've seen you here before, actually. The first part is just the scanners. I'll be live in a few minutes. What's up? What's up, James? All right. What is Bitcoin at nowadays? We can look some news up in a minute too. I hope you have a beautiful day as well, AFL. What's up, Bill? What's up, Elizabeth? Good morning. Let's see what we get yesterday. Slightly green week so far. Slightly green week. Yeah, maybe a slow day. We'll see what happens. You know, market's at all-time highs. The market is at all-time highs. Yeah, I mean the weather's not bad here in Texas today. Weather's not too bad. It's warm. It's not cold or anything. I woke up with my nose stuffed up though. I think I have what my kids had last week. What's up, Pat? It's fun tradable here. Let me check. I also want to check to see if ENPH is tradable on TEFs. So I'll look. All right, so you said PHUN, right? Let me look at ENDP or ENPH first. ENPH is tradable, so that's good for me. You said PHUN. No, PHUN is not tradable. But ENPH is, and so I'm happy about that. TNDM is, CGC, Roku, all the other ones I'm looking at that are up are tradable. But I will trade ENPH here. I'm hoping it's just allergy, James. I'm not sure, though, man. I hope it's just allergies. But yeah, so I'm looking at ENPH. Let's look up some news to see what we can find here. All right, so ENPH apparently posted. ENPH posted first quarter results, and so that is why ENPH is up. Let's see if I can find the actual results here. So second quarter revenue jumped from 115 million to 125 million. And so yeah, the results were pretty good for ENPH. That's why it's gapping up from 1004 to 1170s, high of 1245 in pre-market here. We'll see what that one gives us. We also have TNDM and AMD. I know you guys hate me because I trade AMD a lot, but AMD is looking pretty volatile as well. Let's look up TNDM first. Company raised their guidance, reported large sales increases. And so it says, quote, TNDM are on the rise in Tuesday's after-hours market following the release of the company's first quarter earnings and an increase in the company's 2019 revenue guidance. Okay, so most of this is just second quarter revenue, earnings, or guidance. And so that's what's causing ENPH and TNDM to push up. We also have Roku. Like I said, it's a streaming service. Roku is up some in pre-market. And then we can look up AMD. The penny stock world is pretty slow, but the higher cap stocks are up some. All I see is an upgrade for Roku. If you know what's going on with that one, let me know. Also looking at AMD here. AMD, a lot of volume this morning. So we'll see what we get with this one. Let's see. Let's see. It got its price target was raised. It was upgraded. But what is the reason for that? Let's see. All right. So earnings topped Wall Street estimates for AMD. So they had good earnings. And it's a pretty decent, volatile, voluminous gap up here from 2760s to 2870s. So it's gapping up about $1.10 or so, $1.15 maybe. And that's a pretty decent sized gap for AMD in its normal range. We also have SQ looks all right. Let me know if you guys see anything else that really looks good. There's NUS with a pretty big gap up here. NUS gapping up from 50.80s to 60, basically 59.90. Some upgrades for NUS, and it looks like first quarter results for this one as well. So let me know if you guys see anything else you want me to look at this morning, but we have some gap ups with the higher cap stocks today. Right, that's all it's really about, man. Mostly, Andrew, yes. I mean, I'm mostly a short trader. That's what I typically do. I think every trader, once they get enough experience, they'll kind of gravitate towards a, bias, be it long bias or short bias. I just like shorting much better. I typically have the best results shorting, and it's something that I'm the most comfortable with. Same reason I trade a lot of similar stocks is because that's just kind of what I found the easiest, and it's what I'm the most consistent at. And so you kind of have to just gravitate to what fits well with your personality. I know, a lot of times in the trading community, penny stocks are the most advertised because those are making the bigger percentage gains, and they're easier to advertise, like for penny stock traders. It's easier to say, look at me with this stock making 600% gains, but they're also very risky as well, and I just have better results trading the higher cap stocks. I still have an itch to trade the lower cap ones as well. I still like trading those, and I have traded those at a pretty decent amount in the past. But at this point in my trading journey, I'm enjoying trading the high cap stocks a little bit more. Specifically with short VWAP patterns is what I've kind of gravitated to. And, my testing just shows that they have a lot of potential relative to the other type of strategies and styles. We have HEB as well. Penny stock. Probably won't be able to trade it, but it doesn't look bad. But even penny stocks, like this is one of the most common short strategies that I used to trade with penny stocks, and it's just the same thing I do with larger cap stocks, but it's more of a gap fill strategy. With penny stocks like this, the previous day's close has so much weight and so much sway over these stocks because once they reach that level, they've effectively filled the gap. The higher cap ones act a little bit differently, but this is a very common story that you'll see with penny stocks is it'll fill the gap the first day, get pumped up again maybe the second day. So we'll see where HEB heads here. Would I trade Apple today? It depends. I mean, I usually stick with the stocks that I'm the most comfortable trading. My sweet spot for trading is roughly it has a lot of volume. I mean, I would definitely consider it. But my sweet spot with regard to price is like $20 to $60. Maybe $20 to $60 is typically the price I trade. Eventually, I'll find one that's around $10, like ENPH. Sometimes I'll trade like Cron or VKTX. I like those as well. But really, I'm just looking for significant drops at the open, and I'm looking for the VWAP to be low enough to be able to catch a short on a pullback to it. That's kind of how I approach it. So I did go and see Avengers End War yesterday. I'm not going to spoil it or ruin it, but I did go see End War, and it was pretty good. I'll give it to it. It was pretty good. But now I don't have to worry about spoilers, so I'm just happy about that. Alright guys, give me 1 second. I'm trying to get this, there it is. It's on the wrong side. There we go. Sorry guys, I'm getting Mitch in here. Alright. I was looking at HEB for a minute just because somebody else was looking at it. How's ACB doing? I know the cannabis stocks went crazy yesterday. It looks like they filled that run they made a little bit yesterday, though. Let me look at some other ones here. Cron. Yeah, I mean, they started to run yesterday. Eventually, they just got pumped up. CGC looked a little bit weaker yesterday. One type of strategy that's really been working well, specifically in this market, is VWAP projections. And when the market is a little bit sideways, VWAP projections work well. And so yesterday, the market didn't really heat up until, let me see, a little bit later on. So VWAP projections have been working fairly well. Yesterday was a really nice trade on Pinterest, I think, PINS. Beautiful fade here. This is the fade I caught yesterday on Pinterest. Right here. I got in short right around here somewhere and sold down here. So getting some fades in the market. But yeah, this one kind of fits in my price range that I like trading. I think every trader's different though. HEXO. Yeah, it just depends on how well it washes out. Yesterday we had a few little fake outs yesterday, so people always kind of ask me why I follow the SPY and the overall market so much, and just because if you think about the price range of the stocks I trade, the SPY is going to have some sway on most of those stocks, and so I watch the SPY because if the SPY is weak, then a lot of the stocks I'm watching are weak, and if the SPY starts to reverse, many times these stocks that I'm watching will reverse some as well. But yeah, gonna watch Cron. What's the other one? NBEV. See where Mitch is. Mitch should be here today. All right. Let's see. So yeah, what's everybody else watching? Y'all have any penny stocks that are moving so much? So sell a put on ACB is a short strategy. Selling a put? No, selling a put would be a long strategy to a certain extent. But I'm not trading options. If you bought a put, like if you bought put options, then that would be you would want it to go down. And if you're selling put options, obviously you want it to go up. But I'm not trading options. I'm just regular trading. What's up, Chase? What's up, brother? Yeah, ZYNE looks good. I'll keep an eye on that one too. Doesn't look bad for sure. HSGX is going to merge in a few weeks. Let's take a look at that one. I'll definitely watch that one. I like Zine a little bit better though. HSGX is a little bit too cheap for me to trade. So this morning, yeah, I like Zine. I like ZYNE, ENPH, AMD, and what was the other one? SQ or TNDM is what it is. So I'm watching ENPH, ZYNE, TNDM, and AMD. All look good to me. We'll see what we get at the open, but. Not necessarily. So Steve, I am a very short-term trader, right? So like if you were trying to copy my strategies with option trades, I don't want to tell you yes or no because I honestly don't know what these stocks are going to do medium term. I'm just looking at them to short and hold it for maybe 20 minutes. A lot of times I'm in and out much quicker than that. And so I'm not holding them for any significant amount of time, and so because of that, I don't want to tell you whether you should buy an option for it because that's typically a little bit longer term. I'm more of just a short bias trader, and so even if the market is up some, I could still short it. Like for instance, what was it? What did I trade? A lot of times I'll do shorts and then it'll go immediately back up. A lot of times I'll short a stock and it'll end the day green. And so, What's the difference between buying a call and selling a put, and selling a call and buying a put? So there's two sides to an option trade, right? There's two sides to each option trade. The first side is the seller. So somebody has to, here, Mitch is here. Let me add him. So somebody has to be selling that option. So say I wanted to sell an option on ENPH, and I set a strike price. If I wanted to sell a put option, then I would be selling the option to somebody else to buy that stock at a different price. And so it's like I could be selling a put option at $10. And that way, if the stock dropped down to my strike price, I would lose, the person I sold it to would win, and I would lose money. And so if I'm selling a put option, I want the stock to go up because the buyer of the put option wants the stock to go down. It's like a short option. And then if I'm selling a call option, selling an option on a higher price, then I want the stock to go down because the person I'm selling that call option to wants the stock to go up to reach my stock strike price, if that makes sense. And so there's a buyer and a seller of each option, and the buyer wants the option to expire in the money, and the seller wants the option to expire before it hits the strike price. So it wants it to expire worthless. The seller wants the option to expire worthless, if that makes sense. Oh yeah, I got it, Daniel. Sorry, brother. Yeah, yesterday I took my daughter to go see End War, and so I really didn't have a lot of time yesterday. I wanted to make a video yesterday too. I just didn't have time to get to it. But yeah, I got your email, brother. I'll check it out once the stream's done. I appreciate it. Right. Well, here's the thing though. So selling, when you sell options, you're going to have a higher win percentage when you sell options, but when you actually lose and an option expires in the money, you have a lot of risk there because it can continue to go against you a huge amount, and so, your risk is a little bit broader with selling options, because say if you sell a put option, or say if you sell a call option and that stock just goes up 5,000%, then you're going to be out a ton of money. You're going to have to pay out a ton of money in that case. And so, that's selling an option. You'll have a higher accuracy rate typically, but when you do lose, it can be a big loss. And so that's why, I prefer to buy options. But like I said, a large majority of options expire worthless out of the money. And so, you want to know what you're doing for sure. You want to know about options if you're going to sell options. And I don't know enough about them to sell them. End game. Sorry. Yeah, sorry, guys. It was good, though, man. It was good. I'll give it. It was good. Honestly, I was trying to dodge spoilers for the last, week. And so I just wanted to go see it. I think we got Mitch here. I don't think he knows he's here. Yo, what's up, Mitch? What's up, brother? You there, man? Testing 1 2 3. Let me see if he texted me or anything. Yo. What's up, man? Hanging out, man. We need a new stock movie. We do, man. It's time. The last stock movie was The Big Short. Great stock movie, by the way. Probably one of my favorite movies, The Big Short. Yep. And don't charge $1,000 for a DVD, man. I know, I'm a big dork, man. Listen, bro, all I ever talk about is stock trading, coding, and video games, bro. And Avengers. Right, Avengers, video games, coffee, and maybe UFC. So, like, I'm a big nerd, and I've accepted that. Um, nowadays, nerds are cool anyway, I am too. I'm not into like a ton of sports. Like I like baseball, football, and MMA, and that's about it. You know. Honestly, bro, if I can bet on it, I'm into it too. I bet a lot on MMA. I bet a lot on MMA, and I bet almost every single Super Bowl and most bowl games. Um, it's just fun, man. And I don't do it like I wouldn't say I'm like addicted to gambling. I just do it to make the game more exciting. But I'm sure that's what every gambler says. But I enjoy it. It's fun. I actually make money betting on MMA because I've been watching it for so long. Big Short. Yeah, The Wolf of Wall Street's pretty good as well. But it's. Oh, Mitch, you're muted again, man. We gotta like make like an alert. I gotta like set an alarm that says unmute Mitch. There you go. Say something.
What's up? What's up? What's up,
Yeah,
everybody?
it's probably sounded like I was a crazy person talking to myself. You know.
Yeah, I
Nah,
normally
man.
check too, but
I
hey,
think Mitch. I think Mitch still owes me $10 from when LSU beat down UCF. I'm just saying. I think Mitch still owes me $10. I don't think he likes to talk about it.
yeah, I
Hmm.
still think the Saints owe me money too.
Don't you mention the Saints, bro. Don't you mention the Saints. Nobody talk about that.
All right, let's see. Anything tradable on the Gapper scanner? Yeah,
ENPH. Look at ENPH. That's one of my main watches. It's right in my sweet spot price range. You know, could fill the gap. I've traded this one a bunch. The Saints were robbed. I don't want to talk about it. Those referees stole that from us. But I'm over it, obviously. You know. But yeah, AMD. I know you don't like trading AMD, but it's gapping up nicely. A lot of volume there. We've got a lot of earnings plays this morning. So we have
all right.
Roku, SQ. So you're at home today, huh? I didn't see you dabbing on me this morning when you started your.
Oh yeah, no dabs, no dabs. Maybe real ones, but no dabs.
Yeah, man. There's also NUS. NUS looks good. Roku, SQ.
All right, we got resistance at 12. Let's see. I believe it's 29, but I need to zoom in a little bit here. 19, is that right? Trying to go back on the weekly. You got to go back to 2014
On which one?
for EMPH. The high is 12.19 there. So I would look for that to give a good push. The real push is 13. This stock
Yeah.
broke down last time in 2015 at $13. So if we can get above that, it should get a nice lift. If
So
we
the
get
high, the all-time high on ENPH is 1797,
mm-hmm.
and that is from 16, I think. Let me see. I'm on a 10-year chart, so I'm going back to, but yeah, that's the high, 1797. Um, it's
That's
got
2014.
yeah,
That first little that breakdown right there. You see where that big red candle is? That's gonna be the big point. We can get above that and get a real lift.
yep,
We'll be watching this one for sure.
for sure. And it's tradable. It's in my sweet spot price range. I'll keep an eye on this one definitely. I'm gonna be watching this one, AMD, and TNDM. I've traded TNDM before. Tandem. It used to be called Tandem Pharmaceuticals, and I'm just used to saying that. Now it's called Tandem Diabetes Care. And so it's at $68. Pretty significant gap up for TNDM here. And so I'll keep it on that one. Earnings play. It's up on good earnings. A little bit more expensive, but I'll watch that one for sure. Kron. What's up, Ebro? What's up, John O? What's everybody else's main watch today? IIPR. Also, I know I'm the one usually talking about brokers. Does anybody have any other options for penny stock brokers? You know, like there's SureTrader. I've tried CME Elite Group and they don't answer me, and so I don't know if I feel comfortable with them anymore. I know there's SureTrader, but I know they're pretty expensive. There's Ustock Trade. So let me know if you guys have any suggestions too. Appreciate it, Brandon. May the trades be ever in your favor. You as well. Making a Hunger Games reference. Killing it today, man.
Big day today. Big day today for ACB.
There's also Mattel.
That
MAT.
breakout yesterday was a nice breakout. Called it out at 9:06, and that thing broke out to almost 9:40.
Yep. It was running. I kind of felt bad because somebody in the chat was like, "Hey, should I buy ACB?" And it was right there at 9:10. It was right there at 9:10, and I told him, you know, which I think is a reasonable response. Like, I don't know, you know, I don't want to tell you yes or no. I don't want to be wrong. So that's, you know, you got to make that decision. And then it immediately spiked up like a huge amount. It spiked up like 20, 30 cents. You know?
No, I mean, one of the real keys is ACB really is the strongest one, at least I feel right now, just based on the investments behind it, based on the board members that they have, based on the daily chart. If you look at the daily chart, it just looks bullish. It looks like it's been holding for a long time. Just needs to break out, and if it breaks out, can get right back above 10.
Right, for sure.
11 to 15 range.
Right. I like that as well. Yeah, pins did me right yesterday, Brandon. It broke out a little bit after I exited that one though, but I wrote that one down pretty decent. It maximized my reward. On my last like 25 shares, I made like $20 with 25 shares on that one. And so it broke down. I wrote that one down nicely. We'll see if that turns into one of these stocks that I keep an eye on every day. I know it's a pretty new tech stock, Pinterest.
I should have stuck with that AMRN trade yesterday.
I know. I watched that one break down right after.
It went down to 1840s, a nice 60-cent drop there.
Nice little fade on the first move, too. That one must be, where's your VWAP on AMRN?
Depends.
Or just on, what about ENPH? Mine's at 1194.
ENPH, mine's at...
Do you have pre-market? You don't have pre-market. You don't have the VWAP following pre-market. So my VWAP's a little bit different. And that's interesting why sometimes like you and I, sometimes we'll both do well, but sometimes, you know, we get into trades that look different for each other, which is really interesting. You know, I wonder which one works better.
Okay.
I think we're about pretty even though with like wins and losses.
Yeah, I think it's like usually it's a cent or two off. It's usually not too far.
Right. What's up, bro? Apple gave me the goods yesterday. Nice. All right, guys, we got 20 minutes. Or we got about 11 minutes. Like I said, 5 minutes before the bell, I'm going to get into my Zen state here. I got to focus. I noticed my biggest flaw in the past, I've definitely had more green weeks than red in the last few weeks. But my biggest flaw has been selling too early and also not, I'm hesitating a little bit, which means I'm not adequately prepared before the open. And so I just got to focus a little bit more before the bell and start to really get ready start to really pursue the stocks I'm interested in trading, and then not hesitating when I see the setup. That's been my biggest thing lately. So if I can work on that a little bit and catch some of these earlier moves, I think I'll do well.
Smart man.
That's right, man. We gotta get in that Zen state, brother. I think you did a class on that.
Yeah, definitely. I call it being market ready. If you're
Yeah,
not market ready, you might as well just hang up your day
yeah.
because you're gonna end up getting into the wrong setup versus a setup that was more intended towards your strategy. You have a higher chance to hesitate whenever you're not market ready, and that can also play a big factor in your trading.
What's the most you will pay for 100%, man? And it's about one of the biggest problems is hesitation. You miss the right trades, and so then you want to get into the wrong trades, and I think that's very common in trading. And so that's one thing that I need to work on is because I notice I'll miss like a really good trade, and then I'll be kind of antsy to trade, and I know that happens to you too, and so
Yep.
best way to
Yeah. You gotta be calm, cool, collected.
what am I what am I smoking?
That
Nothing.
CBD life.
Honestly, I'm not even on CBD today. I didn't even take
No
CBD.
CBD.
Honestly, I only use that at night now.
Like,
I try not to use it much. I'm still 2 weeks no nicotine from it though. No nicotine for
you
2 weeks.
gotta come through so I can give you that 1-to-1 ratio.
I wish, man. I wish Texas would
Hey man, don't
get
worry,
on
you're
that.
coming through soon, man. You gotta plan that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, right.
Summertime, good weather.
Yeah, for sure, Jay. You miss out on the right moves. And I've been sometimes the first move, that first VWAP fade is just the prettiest move ever. And so that'll hurt when you're like, hey, especially it hurts me the most whenever I get my broker ready and everything like that. Like I get my broker ready, I have the stock there, my hands over the enter button, and then I just don't. And then I'll watch it just follow through with exactly what I wanted to. Um, I live in Texas. Do you know comic books are better than stocks? I mean, I don't know, honestly. I probably prefer stocks to comic books, and I know how that makes me sound. And I was into comic books. Listen, man, I grew up in the 90s. When I was a kid, comic books were like a big thing, and I had a bunch of them. Most of the comic books I had were Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, though. Um, no, I'm in North Houston. I'm in North Houston. All right, guys, we got 7 minutes. Nice. Yeah, I'm originally from Louisiana, but yeah, I live in Texas. Yeah, NUS doesn't look bad. Most of these are good earnings plays, is what a lot of these are. And I always typically people get really bullish from earnings plays, but a lot of times they'll end up filling some of the gap, and so I'll be looking for that with some of these at least. But yeah, I like ENPH the most. It's about to test these highs. I mean, ENPH is at 1234, and it has that very obvious high in pre-market right here at 1245. Plus the $0.50 above it at 1250. And so if it could break over all of those resistance areas, it could really have some room to start pushing up here, maybe up to like 15 is where I think the next resistance was. And so we'll see. It just depends on how much legs it has when the bell rings. All right, guys, let's do it. I don't know if I'll be trading Apple or not. I'll probably just be doing ENPH and maybe AMD. It just depends on what we get. It really depends. STAF. Let me see. Yeah, STAF doesn't look bad. I don't think that one's tradable for me, though, is it? I don't think it is. No, STAF isn't, unfortunately. All right, so it's 8:25. Let's get everything ready here to trade. I wonder if they took AMD off of the restricted list so I can actually paper trade it. Let me look. Let me check. Let's try it. See if it rejects it. I think it probably will. Yep. That's crazy. For some reason, they restricted AMD. AMD was a beautiful stock to trade too, but Thinkorswim must have restricted that one. I think the fact that they restricted that shows that AMD can make people money because they wouldn't restrict it if it they wouldn't let people short it, or they wouldn't limit shorting on it if PIR possibly. What's up, Dragon? Can you mimic your exact trading strategies onto a live account with a paper account? I mean, I'm sure you probably could. But the big thing, like paper trading, the reason paper trading isn't, I think paper trading is decent, but I think that it's also a completely different animal to trade live money. And I think you kind of have to condition yourself to trade with real money and to be able to handle the losses, because no matter how close you come to emulating real live trading with paper, it's just not the same. And so it's going to be huge and everything's going to be different when you use real money. And so I think that even if you just use small size, using a live account even with just small size is beneficial, because it's going to take some time to feel comfortable using real money. And traders that try to emulate it with paper, I mean, I think that has some benefits, but I think paper trading is more meant for testing and conditioning, like your risk and reward and plan and stuff like that. I think that's where it shows the most benefits. Testing 1, 2, 3. So yeah, we'll see what happens with Pier as well. Yeah, no worries. Alright guys, let's do it. Like I said, EMPH, big watch. Right, exactly. Everything changes when you use real money. And that's why I try to tell people that even just trading with small size with real money will have a lot of benefits over paper. It'll just have a lot of better benefits over paper. Just because, like I said, it's one of those things that it's hard to emulate the emotions that come with a real account. It just is hard, and it takes time. Even now, like I'm still using small size with my real account because those emotions take time. They take time to manage and learn to deal with. And like I said, most of trading and learning to trade is just about conditioning the right habits. Most of learning to trade is just about conditioning yourself to do the right things and have the better habits. That's all it is. And so it's just repetition. You just do it over and over and over again, much like learning anything new. All right, guys, here's the bell. Good luck. Let's do it.
And we're off.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me, Mitch?
All right, let's do this, guys.
No, I don't know. I don't know why you were muted. I don't know. It should.
No,
All right. Oh.
it was me.
Oh, no, I was talking. You couldn't hear me.
Well, yeah, I couldn't hear you either.
So it might have been. I think I accidentally muted myself. So EMPH dropping some here. See what we get with AMD as well. SQ, spike it up.
Yeah, look at that. We just called it out.
SQ. Hey, brother. It's one of the benefits of having scanners, man. You see all these moves. SQ running up to 740 or 7450.
AMAT showing strength. ACB showing strength.
CGC's up too.
Immediate strength.
I think CGC is the less extended on the upside one. CGC has a little bit more room, I feel like. It's up to 5110. Roku running. AMD dropping. So AMD doesn't look bad. I don't hate this one at this point. EMPH, though, breaking pre-market highs. So EMPH breaking pre-market highs. It's up to 1250. 1250 for EMPH.
Yeah, ripping hard.
For sure. Looking at AMD here, the SPY it's down to 294.60s, but it's not down by much today. And so I'm going to let a little bit more time pass. It's still a little too early in the day to jump in anything right now.
All right, looking at Matt here. Mattel. Risk would be off of 70. Entry would be 60s or 54s.
Yep. All right. Oh, you said Mattel, Matt, M-A-T?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Also looking at Cron.
Yeah, I'm going to wait to see some more bullish signs in the market, and if not, I'm just going to...
Yeah, EMPH, VWAP bounce, came back, bounced up.
Yeah. Cron looks a little bit weak, like you said. Let's see why you're watching that one. AMD pulled back here as well. SQ did too. Or SQ running.
EMPH up there to 1270s now.
Yeah, man, this one, it's going crazy. HAS, NVIDIA. Most of the stuff I'm looking at is bullish. PIR broke $1. If you guys like these penny stocks, PIR, penny stock breaking $1. It's up to $1.03. SQ pulling back some. So I'm just gonna wait for some bearish moves. I don't see anything that looks good for my strategy here. Groupon. Let's look at some of these bearish stocks right now.
Looking at MBV here.
Cron down too. SQ. We're getting some bearish action here for SQ. I could see SQ dropping down now. So SQ's looking a little bit better on the short side. I'll be back, guys. I'm waiting to see something good, so I'll be back.
APHA, beautiful move there. ACB fighting again.
All right, I'm back. All right, so SQ doesn't look bad here. You in anything, brother? Sorry.
Nope.
All right. SQ's about the
volume coming in, Matt.
Kron right here doesn't look terrible, honestly. Let's see Kron. Let's see if I can be quick with this. 12.30 entry, 12.35 risk, 5 cents. Huh? Or 17.30, right? But it's got about a 5 cent risk and then like a 13-14 cent reward. So I don't mind that one, honestly. The only big thing about it is that that risk is pretty close to the high of the day, and so that might, negatively affect my trade. It might squeeze up a little bit more because of that, so I'm still looking at it. SQ looks interesting as well. SQ. If it can get up to 74 maybe, or 74.05, would consider it with a risk of 30 or so. Looks bearish. I don't know if it's going to give me that entry. So yeah, I'm looking at Kron now. I don't hate Kron.
I'm following EMPH for a flag play.
All right, so Kron and SQ. See, the gap is effectively filled on SQ at 88. So it's a big reward target. All right, looking at Kron and SQ here. Roku flag. What is ENPH doing? Roku's up there. Kron still doesn't look terrible.
Looking at APHA right here.
Short?
Yep. Risk would be 60s right now.
Yeah, I don't hate that one. That one looks good. I'm waiting for SQ maybe. Just about whether either of these are actually going to be able to get up there. I'm actually liking Kron a lot right here. With the risk of like 9 cents maybe. It's a decent reward of about 20 cents.
Didn't make sense there for APHA.
Risk reward?
Wise.
Yeah.
It's 5 cents for 5 cents. Maybe 8 cents return, but
I mean, you could use 57 as your risk, just to give yourself a tight risk trade. I don't mind that one.
Yeah. All right, gonna watch EMPH here. Try to make the third up move in the 1, 2, 3 rule. It's made that second green bar up. Now let's see if it can make a third move up to the trend line.
All right, I'm looking for Kron to get up to 724, and then I could set a 35 cent risk maybe a 32, 33 cent risk, and then give myself a 20. So like 9 or 7, 6 or 7 to 9, 7 to 10 cents. Sorry for risk, and then about 20 cents is reward. About 18 cents. So yeah, it's decent enough, I think, for Cron. Let me see what share size. Probably 300 shares. There's up to 20. All right, here's the time I'm going to get my move here. I'm also looking at SQ. Here. Okay, so we do got to be careful a little bit here. Look at the SPY. Look at the SPY. The SPY's right at the high of the day. Specifically with SQ, we got to be careful because Cron is a cannabis stock. I mean, it still follows the market some, but SQ is going to follow the market more, I think. There's the washout. It just didn't. It got up to 1720. I wanted 1723. Already followed through, though. I could still look at SQ.
Yep. I missed one of my favorites that I've been waiting for it to crash, and now I'm not playing it. Kind of upset about that. SGMO breaking down there on a nice VWAP fade.
Look at Cron. Oh, man.
All right, EMPH there making that third up there.
And I'm looking at AMD for a rejection play with, I don't know. I don't like that squeeze. Too late. Glad I didn't. Yeah, Cron, beautiful fade.
All right. EMPH looking really bullish today, guys. 24,000 shares at 1254. Just to let you guys know where the big shares are. They're at 1250s. That's a great help to know. You want to know where the big guys are. I'm also looking at Momo here. Momo.
I'm looking at SQ. I want SQ to get up there if it can. It's at 66. It's got to get up to 94 for me to really want to take this one. In the market, I still look weak too.
There we go. We got up to that third resistance there. 3 rules touched.
Man, these broke out really nicely too. They just.
Now we're gonna see. Now I'm expecting a pullback in EMPH at least to 1263. Really looking for it to come back to that 1250 area, and that's where I can long off of the 1235.
Also, guys, look at the SPY. SPY fell back down. Looked like it was going to be bullish, but it turned right back around. You in EMPH, brother? Let me see.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Here, I can... Oh, wait.
That Cron bounce.
Yes. No.
Ooh.
I know, that's what... It wasn't quite there. I was waiting for 25. It got up to 20. Like, I was watching it, like, right when that happened, though. That was
Where's the VWAP?
The VWAP was at 25. And so it dropped before.
21.
Well, ours is different, man.
I have it on Thinkorswim. It's weird.
Mine is whenever it was pulling back there, it got up to 1720. The VWAP was at least 24. It wasn't super low. That's why I was waiting. I didn't want to rush my entry. Yeah. All right, SQ.
Weird, but hey, that's how it goes.
Right. I mean, I'd rather be selective, you know, and I think
here comes that pullback in EMPH. There it is, right to the 63s.
We also have
Called it
SQ, EMPH.
That's that 90 MA move. Let's see if it comes back to the VWAP. VWAP slightly below. I'm jumping on it.
Nice, Brandon. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of looking at, Chase. See if the SPY washes out with SQ. AMD is. It might be a little too late, though. Like, the SPY looks pretty weak. I don't know if SQ will actually get up there. I'd like it to, but I just don't think it will. It looks like it's going to drop before then. Yeah, there it goes. See, I could spot those moves coming, and, you know, here's the market getting really weak. And so now the market's going to definitely wash out. Or at least you see how many stocks start to drop whenever the SPY starts to get this weak. So look at the SPY here.
No fill there. Had my order out there at 48s.
And there goes SQ.
That was 1,000 shares. It would be already up $200 there. I called it on EMPH there, guys. Perfect pullback to 1250s.
It happens. It's one of those days. It just didn't give us quite the entry we were looking for anyway.
It didn't fill me.
It's probably the spread,
That would have
most
been
likely.
perfect. I called it out perfectly on EMPH there. All the share size was at 1250. You saw it just absorb right back to that price point.
SPY,
Would have
too.
already been able to sell a little bit here at 70s, taking like $100 off. Oh, and I miss Momo.
Yeah,
Oh
they
man.
all. Everything's dropping. The SPY's weak.
Oh, look
Everything's
at
dropping.
Momo. That would have
Nice,
been
John.
beauty.
Yay, brother.
Oh,
Hey, so you got in for that VWAP projection, John. Nice job, brother. That was a nice trade. I was looking at that one too, John O. But
dang it.
it happens, bro. I missed out on SQ. Kron. Today's one of those days. Let me look at a few other ones here. Let me know if you guys see anything else setting up for VWAP fades. Y and DX. I mean, we could look at some rejection plays for Roku. That's about what I'm looking at now. But like I said, when we get the SPY drop, people ask me why I follow the SPY. The reason I follow the SPY is because whenever the SPY makes a big drop like this and looks really bearish, everything else starts following it. Everything else starts following it. And so, not everything, obviously, that's just an expression. But, I would say a majority of these other stocks at least have some type of accompanying move with downward pressure in the SPY. SPY bouncing up here, though.
Oh man. What a miss. I
SPY.
literally called out EMPH to the key. Now it's up there at 1280s.
It happens, brother.
Oh, nice
Here goes
$800 winner.
Here goes SQ. It's getting up there. It's about to be up to 86. So the big thing with SQ is I'm not sure if I should take this one now. What do you think, Mitch? SQ, it looks more like a rejection now. And now that it has that high at 80s, I just think if it breaks that, it's going to get kind of bullish. There's also Roku. What'd you say, man?
I don't like it.
SQ? Yeah, I think it looks too bullish when it breaks that 81 level. I think the SPY still looks weak, and I think the SPY is going to follow it, but I typically like... I kind of like Roku a little bit more, honestly.
One of those days, man. Another hesitation day.
Just don't stress too much. It's a process, brother, I think the best thing, if you miss out...
Kron.
If you miss something, the best thing to do really is just to kind of start focusing, not like really finding trades, but just kind of focus on the rest of the stocks. You'll forget about it eventually. I just try to, if I miss something big, I just try not to look at it because if I look at it, I'm going to want to trade it again. And so the best thing for me to do is just take it off the screen if I miss something like really good, unless it sets up like nicely. But a lot of times once you miss that first one, it's done, Mike M said, "Thank you for the ENPH call out, Mitch. I might have stole your fill."
I hope somebody got it.
Look at the SPY. Beautiful fade here. I don't
I was just watching it drop in the 1270s, and for some reason I put 48. If I would have just put 50, I would have got that fill. That drop
man.
fill.
There goes SQ. I didn't like it. I can look in hindsight and say I would have taken it, but I don't know if I would have. It's just breaking this high makes it look weak. I think the SPY's dropping now, which is dragging this one down some. But Roku I like a little bit more though. I don't hate Roku. Now's the time to get into it though. I gotta hurry up and calculate this. Risk of 80s. Yeah, that's definitely good. All right, Roku. 100 shares. Oh my gosh, come on. I'm going to get in with 100 shares here on Roku. Terrible fill, but looking for that $64 level.
For EMPH, guys, you want to see those 73s hold here. Those 73s hold. You don't want it back to 1250s. That can knock it down.
All right, so I'm in Roku.
At least for scalp plays, scalps are probably gonna cut off here.
Yeah,
If it comes to 1250.
I gotta be careful. Roku started to spike a little bit, but it's being pretty volatile. Yeah, there's 66, 69. I just gotta stick to my risk of around 80 or so. '67s, '70s.
Is that pullback EMPH?
Oh no,
Longs
I got
kind of
caught.
kicking out.
I got caught in a squeeze up for Roku. That I'm out. That's a $40 loss. It just squeezed up. It stopped me out. I like that one too. I think the risk reward was good. Maybe I got spooked out a little bit too soon, but looked decent. See, that's where that FOMO will get you. Probably shouldn't have taken this trade, but I think it's set up okay. Maybe I got scared out of it though. I can still trade one more time. Like I said, I'm considering getting in Roku again. I like Roku. I don't think it's bullish really, but who knows? AMD really weak as well. NUS falling. Yeah, I forgot about NUS. I was watching that one this morning.
All right, shortest starter there on MBEV. Risk right now is 520.
Here, I can throw you up.
Oh, hold on, I gotta change the chart. Still watching ENPH there. Still a little kicking myself, but
I'm thinking about Kron here, man. What do you think about Kron? If it can get up to 1711, I mean, the reason I like it is because that previous day's close is right there above it at 1718. Huh?
You have a tight risk at least.
Right. It's about 9 cents. Rewards about 20 cents. And so I'm going to look at that one here.
Definitely got to get out if it gets above 520s.
Here we go. All right, I got you up.
That's GMO. Kind of missed that one again. Just thinking about taking that one.
Yeah, it happens, James. I mean, it's one of those things, right, where it's like whenever you're not always doing good, it's one of those things where you kind of like beat yourself up over it. But one thing I've noticed is that if I look back on the last like 3 or 4 months of my trading, I've had much more like profitable weeks than I've had losing weeks. And so, yeah, the losing weeks are tough, and sometimes you go on slumps. Sometimes you have slumps and stuff, but in the grand scheme of things, you just have to look at the bigger picture and understand that, like, even if you have a losing trade, you're still learning from that, and it's still part of that conditioning process. And so at the very least, every day, you're just going to help condition your brain to make the right decisions, hopefully. And that's all you can really do in trading. That's kind of the goal. All right, Kron getting up there. What's the market doing now? I know the market's kind of reversing some. I know the market's still down.
$8,900 shares going through on MBEV, so got to be careful here.
All right, so Kron is up to 06. If it gets up to 11, like I said, I'll take it with the 20 cent risk for 1711. I'm getting this ready on my side for Kron.
So many of them I could have made good money on today. Yeah. Just having to not finding the right stock, not taking the right trade here. SGMO, beautiful trade there. Kron, beautiful trade.
SPY dropping. So the SPY's getting weak. I think most of it, Mitch, is like, I think, like we always say, there's like a random distribution of wins and losses. And I think that certain, like if you look at all the stocks that we watch, you know, a majority of them, when they set up for a VWAP fade, follow through successfully. But it's not it's probably 70-30. And sometimes we're just going to get unlucky, or maybe we're missing something with the analyzation part. But sometimes we're either just going to get unlucky or we miss something, and we're just going to pick one of, stocks in that 30% that failed to set up, or we're going to miss part of that 70% that succeed. And so, in the long run, it'll even itself out if it's a profitable strategy and we're getting, we're picking the correct stocks. But it's just a long game, brother, I think.
Might get stopped out right here. Shares fill in 20s. Oh. Stopped out. A little annoyed.
Don't stress it, brother. Yesterday was a good day, so it's still early in the week.
Yeah. You just should have nailed the MPH. At least. That was all me.
All right, so Kron is up to 1706. If it can get up to 1710 or 1711, like I said, I'll take it. We'll see. There's 08. The bid's got to fill out a little bit more, though. Even if the ask is on 08, I'm still going to get filled at 05 unless it gets up there. And so it's got to fill me at the right spot. If not, I don't mind skipping a day and just not trading today and taking it slow. But it's got to fill me at the right spot if I'm going to get in Kron. If not, the risk reward just isn't worth it. And maybe it'll fall down before then. I just like Kron if it sets up at 1711. I like that 1720 risk. SPY is pulling back some. And so the SPY is pulling back some. Maybe the SPY will fade. The SPY actually did a VWAP fade a little bit earlier today. And so I think fades work well when that happens. Pinterest. Let me see. Yeah, Pinterest squeezing up. Glad I didn't take that VWAP fade. That was a big fake out there on Pinterest. Man. I think it did that to me the other day, actually. Nice, James. Snap. Yeah, I'm just waiting for Kron. That's the only one. Like, if Kron doesn't set up, I'm not going to trade anymore. Maybe AMD, but AMD's a little bit sketchier because if it squeezes up, it could run big. And so just looking for Kron. If Kron doesn't work, I'm going to sit back. Unless I see like another good setup like Kron, like in CGC. Ooh, CGC. CGC looks pretty good here. Have to use a 51-cent risk, so my risk would be about 20 cents or so. Big reward, but possibly unlikely. Maybe 07 risk. $0.17. Cron spiking up though, so maybe I'm glad I didn't get in that one. I think I'm just seeing a lot of fake outs today, really. I saw a few of them fade nicely, like Cron, but SPY super weak right now, very, very weak. Look at this drop in the SPY. Big drop down to 294 on the SPY, so we should see some selling pressure coming up here. We should see some. Big drop. SPY just washing out big here. I'm going to short a little bit on Cron, see if I can take advantage of the drop in the SPY here, maybe. Might be a dumb move, but I think it makes sense considering the SPY's weakness. Plus, I'm just using 100 shares.
Yeah, I'm doing the same.
I mean, the SPY is weak. Maybe we'll see if we get something. If not, I mean, it's 100 shares. It's so, you know.
I started one on Square. Looking to add here.
SPY rebounding quickly, though. Cron's back up there, though. No, I'm just shorting a few hundred shares on CGC is what I'm doing. Just because the SPY dropped pretty big when I was into it. I need to keep it pretty tight here, though, honestly. Since I got in, the SPY actually completely rebound, like a complete fake out here. So if it breaks 51, I'm just jumping out and leaving a tiny loss. Maybe being done for the day. Maybe if I do trade, it's going to be small. I know that. I'm not going to go big right now. ABIO. That was just a sketchy move on the SPY. Look at that. It goes down to 294 and then it bounces right back up. And within like 2 minutes, it gets back up like 50 cents. And so it completely rebounded within like it looked super bullish or super bearish, and then it just completely rebounded. So that's why I'm keeping it pretty tight here with the stocks I'm trading. Cron got up there too, so we'll see if this was the better move getting in CGC. A little bit better risk reward, but not by much. There goes SPY pulling back some now, at least.
All right, got my ad there in the 74, so now I'm in 73.97.
There's some weakness in the SPY. Coming back down now.
So let's get below 78s here.
That should help you, especially if you're in Square.
Yep.
I think that should definitely help you. All right, there we go. There's a little bit nicer break here.
Gotta hold to it. First profit's gonna be 70s here.
Bitch is in SQ.
Yep. Here comes a little drop to the 80s. It needs to break 78, and it'll get to the 7. Might get to 68. I'm gonna try to cover some at 70.
So we're getting a little bit of a rebound here on CGC. SPY's kind of struggling, battling back and forth a little bit here.
Yeah, Square is also.
Yeah, it's just the SPY pumping up, washing out, pumping up, washing out. I got to be careful here with CGC. Like I said, I'm just using 100 shares, so it's just it's a small little feeler out trade to see what we get in the market. But let's see if that whole dollar can hold for CGC. If it breaks this resistance, I got to jump out of this thing. It's back under 51. So I'll let the test happen. We'll see what we get now. There's 98s. Obviously, we want to see 51 hold, but I think with the market kind of teetering back and forth from going up and then back down and then up and back down, I think we just got to be careful here. There's 04s. Yeah, I mean, I just don't think, if you're trying to short today, James, I just don't think it's a great day for shorts. I think that it's a little bit more random of a day. And so I think a lot of fake outs are happening. Like, look at pins, big fake out there, SPYs bouncing back and forth, acting a little funny. So I think it's just, I don't know how good today is for shorts. Just kind of a weird day.
Yeah, I might get squeezed out here.
There we go. Dropping back down to 99s. Let's see if 51 can hold. Down to 03s. I'm just kind of teetering here. If it breaks that high, I just got to jump out.
1 second away from. Oh, there you go. Stopped out.
I'm probably gonna step away. I just don't see anything I really like once I'm done with this one.
Definitely not the best day at all. I was up $100 there. Should have maybe taken some profit. Maybe being a little greedy. That's how it goes. Would have killed it on a lot of my trades today. Every single one I took, it's not going my way. Got to take a step back. That's all it is.
That's all it is, brother. Get a little bit more spready here for CGC. Like I said, I'm trying to see if it's going to reject here and this level holds. It's like testing my risk level. But the SPY overall is pushing up, and so might be a sign for me to exit the trade. I'll let it work a little bit, see what happens, but I'm getting too close for comfort here. SPY pushing up too, so... There's 03s. Somebody key the Jeopardy music while I'm sitting here at my risk. CGC has just been hanging out right at my risk level. Later, James. Have a good day, brother. Sorry, brother. I just caught your comment. Later, man. Hope you have a good day, man. get another push here for CGC. There's our threes, back at 08s. Let's see if we can build some. I mean, it's building some more resistances above it now. And so maybe that'll be good for me. It is holding those resistances fairly well. But the market's pushing up. I'm looking at the SPY the most here. That's the big thing. Let's see if the SPY rejects at the VWAP. But there we go. A little bit better. There's 98s, 97s. Okay, so I'm still in this thing. There's 92s.
This is going to stress me. EMPH looking perfect. Breaking out. Oh, yeah, EMPH is definitely one to stress on today. That is. It is as easy as it gets for me in my book.
I think you're lingering about it too much, though, brother. All we can do is, try to keep our mind off of it and look for other setups. Try to stay objective, Part of the process, though. It's all, it all takes time. One thing I was talking to Eric about, I think it was Eric, or no, it was Tiny, is that mistakes are always going to happen. No matter how good you get at trading, mistakes are always going to happen. So the really good traders, mistakes just happen less often, but they still happen. And so, all you can do is try to always work to improve in the trading, in the trading world, just always trying to strive for improvement. And still hanging out here with CGC. Still in it. Be as patient as I can, letting it build up some resistances above it. Oh, also, guys, if anybody's interested in using the same broker that Mitch and I use, go check out TradeNet. They currently have a sale on their base package where you can get it for $3.99. And so it's I've said it before, I think it's a much cheaper option instead of depositing thousands into an like an overseas broker like SureTrader. I think this way you can get the intro package for $3.99. You get $14K in buying power to trade with, so you get $14,000 to trade with. There's a $700 max loss, but anything that's tradable is shortable. And the cool thing is that there's no PDT rule. And so you can day trade as much as you want. And like I said, I think most new traders lose their first account. And so this is a cheap option. You can essentially get all of that for $400 while it's on sale. And so if you're interested in checking that out, I'll post the link here. And like I said, you 14K in buying power, no PDT rule, and not a bad deal, all things considered. There's the link if you're interested in checking that out. There's 50.95, 94s. We'll see if we get this breakdown in CGC. I'm still trying to be patient with it. I think it's going to depend on what the overall market does, which is why I'm watching it, but we'll see if we get a breakdown. You see SPY spikes up. CGC spikes up. Yeah, just try to have some patience here. I mean, really, I'll probably take some off of it if it can get to 60s. Like if it gets to 50, 60 or so. For $35, $40 gain, maybe take half of my trade off if you can get down there. And so the reason I initially got in this trade in the first place was because it was pretty good risk reward. And so we'll see if we can get that accompanying move down to really get that reward target. But if not, I accept the risk. I'm in this trade, and the risk is smaller than my potential reward. And so for that reason, We'll see if we get it. Down to 95s, 93s. While I'm waiting here, guys, also go check out Trade Ideas. Really cool company, super dynamic scanners, really customizable, and they really let you do a lot of different stuff, making my morning super easy in the process. And so if you're interested in checking out the scanners that I use, they're these middle scanners here. Like I said, I use these every day. Here's the link. Go check out Trade Ideas. All right, so we got a breakdown here for CGC. We're right around my entry. I'm roughly break even on the trade now. We'll see if we can get a bigger move down here. Like I said, down to 60, 50, 60 is probably where I'd consider taking some off. Trying to be as patient as possible with this one. If it stops me out, like I said, I've accepted the risk. I know my risk in this trade. My risk is smaller than my potential reward. And so with that, I'm just going to try to let it follow through. And if it stops me out, it stops me out. SPY dropping should help.
All right, guys, taking one last attempt here. SGMO, short, starter. Really small risk here. The risk is 5 cents. Potential reward is 10 or 13.
All right, so Mitch is in SGMO. Where's your risk, you said?
67.
All right, so Mitch's entry here is 67.
My entry is 60, pretty much 64.
Oh, sorry. So this is his risk. This is his entry. And where's your reward target?
50s.
50s. All right, so his reward target's down here. So it looks pretty good risk-reward wise. We're getting a squeeze up on CGC. Like I said, though, I'm just going to let this one work. If it breaks my risk, that's okay. And if it follows through, that's great. And so just trying to let this one work, giving some patience here. Like I said, I know my risk. And very small risk overall in this one. $92s. Man, I've been in this one for so long. It's just been consolidating up here.
The cannabis stocks are going down, so it doesn't look too bad.
Hopefully, hopefully we get some.
Hopefully you get a crack here.
Right. I mean, we got one for a minute, but now it's kind of rebounding some. I'm just trying to give it some time. It's got a lot of resistance above it. And that's what you really look for with short positions. It's just a lot of resistance above it. You know, a lot of confirmation. And that's all the most we can hope to get. And so it has resistance above it. It's tight risk, big reward. I'll take it.
Marijuana stocks got to stick to one with a little bit bigger range like Kron, but could have nailed them today.
For sure. We got a lot of fades with those today. All right, we got down to 87s. Now we're back to 89s, 91s. It's just consolidating, which is fine. It's still, it's still hard to tell what this one's going to do. It could bounce some at the VWAP. Just got to keep with my risk closely here. There you go. See if that spread can even out for you on SGMO.
Yep. Just want it to drop to that 55 and that 60 on the ass.
CGC's running up here, though, unfortunately. Testing the whole dollar again. There's the break of the whole dollar. Getting close to my risk. Now at 51.10 is my risk. There's a rejection back down. We'll see if it holds here, though. It's at 51. It's back up to 51.03. $51. The goal here is for that $51 level to hold as resistance. That's what we want to see. But we need to see it hold. It's a small risk, though. APHA maybe pulling back there, huh? Maybe not as good as some of the other ones, though. What's Kron doing?
5-minute chart on ENPH looks crazy.
That one's been holding really nicely. A lot of VWAP bounces for ENPH today. Oh, also, guys, if you're still here, check out our free public Discord. So Mitch and I are creating a free day trading chat room here, and that's our goal. It's a completely free public Discord. We hope you'll join it. Here's the link. We hope you'll check that out. Join our Discord. It's right there. Let me remove some of these so you guys can see it. Yeah, so go check out our public Discord. It's right there. Like I said, what we're trying to do here is create a free day trading chat room. That's our goal, is to create a free day trading chat room, and you can help grow it. We already have over 220 people in the Discord, and so we're trying to build a free one here, guys. And so join the Discord. There's the link. Hit that subscribe button as well if you haven't already. Mitch and I day trade live on stream every weekday, so hit subscribe on YouTube. Click the bell if you want the notification every morning when we go live. But like I said, we're really the only people that actually do this. Some other people show charts, but they don't actually show their profit and loss or anything. So you and I are really the only people that do this.
Yeah, I think even the more valuable one is showing the order form.
Right. I could show that too. That's right. Well, yeah.
Most people don't show order forms. Reason being is they don't want you to know what they're going to get out on, the price. And we let you guys know all the time.
Right.
But our idea is way before we actually go and commit to it. EMPH, they're holding, man. What a stock today.
All right, there's 93. So
back at 1250s.
CGC needs to just drop here, man. Ugh. It's been consolidating here for like an hour. Not an hour, like realistically about 40 minutes, but still. I feel like the Jeopardy music needs to play. Yours doesn't look that bad. Looks like it's got some weakness.
Need that drop right there. It's one of those days where I think if we would have gone with our earlier moves, it would have worked out.
For sure.
Today we were trying to be patient, and we ended up waiting a little too long, maybe.
That's how it goes.
Yep.
There's always sometimes I wait and the waiting gives me the best plays, and sometimes I wait and I miss out on the really good ones at the open. And so I think it's just it's just constant. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and you know that's why like testing and just realizing that you have an edge is key, because you're gonna take some downswings, you're gonna take some losses, but if you keep everything consistent, you should have more wins than losses, and that's the goal. 96 for CGC. It's got some resistance above it. I like it here. It's got some resistance above it, but my nerves start to mess with me when it starts to try to crack 51 and try to break 51. That's when I get the most nervous in this one. There you go. There's 60s for you.
Yeah, we need a little bit more.
What's everybody else looking at right now? What's everybody else watching?
The chat's quiet.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. After mixed results, day trading penny stocks, now trying swinging options. Yeah, it's like I said, penny stocks, I mean, sometimes penny stocks aren't the right move. And, I think they're advertised the most. I think penny stocks are what's really advertised to new traders, which is a little ironic because they're one of the tougher ones to trade. And I think, like I said earlier, I think the reason they're advertised more is because they have 500, 600, 700% gains, and they can advertise it that way. They're also the easiest to pump up, and so a lot of times the people advertising them are consequently pumping them up as well. But I do enjoy my fair share of penny stock trading, but I also enjoy higher cap regular trading. ABIO. A lot of people mentioning ABIO this morning. Whoa, look at ABIO. Yeah, I see why. Look at ABIO, Mitch.
Check it out.
Monster move here. Roku big drop. I don't even... Roku bothers me, man. Oh, Roku bothers me. It's one of those stocks I'm just not happy with today. because this is the fade I wanted to get into, and it just got up a little bit too high.
I know that life.
Yeah, man, it got up a little bit too high, so I don't even want to look at it. I'm moving on. All right, there we go. Nice drop for CGC down to 86s. Let's see if it actually holds this time, which is a big if. Last time it didn't. There's 84s. Like I said, if it can get down to 60s, I'll take a little bit off. But I'm going to wait until it gets down there. Not hating it, though. Definitely feel a little bit better. Let's just see if it actually holds. The last time it bounced really quickly right here. Roku dropping big. Yeah, for sure. I see that one. That one's a pretty decent drop. Whoa, what was that? Hey, appreciate the sub. Prep for my life. B Viper. Welcome, guys. Appreciate the subs. Yeah, hit that sub button if you have it. Mitch and I do this live every day, or every weekday. And so hit that sub button if you haven't already. Win or lose, we're here live. There you go. Yours is breaking down nicely for you.
There you go. Some sizing getting in there.
Yeah, I'll throw you up until CGC does anything.
All right.
Here's Mitch.
Risk is break even now for the rest, guys. 52s. My next move.
Oh, my bad, guys.
Like how heavy that was there. And I just can't let it get past my number. 62 and we'll get out. Let it break. Let it have that sizing. Let it try to get down to the 50s. 50s will take some more profit. If not, we break even out. Take a little bit of gain and at least take back one of our losses today.
All right, so CGC is squeezing up here. It's still pretty, it's still enough away from my wrist to where I'm not super concerned about it now. But it is squeezing up, and I just have to be ready. So if I tell you I exit, I get out of it. It's up to 51 now, and I'll show you guys my P&L when I do close it down today. But we are getting a squeeze here. I'm guessing the SPY is moving up some, right? No, the SPY is falling, so that should be good for us, really. The SPY is actually dropping weak here.
All right, we want to see it break through here. There you go. Pressure on there.
Yeah, yours looks good. Mine, not really. But yours is looking pretty good. Alright, I had to get out. I got squeezed out. $60 loss on the day. And yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. I waited for it. I tried to be patient, but it never quite moved anywhere. So, overall, 1 green day this week, 2 losing days. I can accept that. There you go.
Just needed to break through that 55s.
SPY dropping though, so that should be good. I think. Let's see if it breaks 1150 is probably the best move, I think, for you.
There you go. Give it one more second. Try to let it spread in.
Yeah, I'm glad I got out of CGC though. That one squeezed up
All
big
right.
there.
Covered a little bit there. Let's see if we can get a little bit more there. All right, just to secure here, guys, I'm gonna take a little bit off there. Now I only got 500 left. Bouncing back here. It was pretty big at first. Um, it was 1,000 here, then 1,500 at 63. Then it got to where I had 62 with 3,000, and my risk was 1 cent. It dropped down to 55s, covered immediately half because it's a big position size. You want to cover half immediately. Then covered another half into this move. And now I've covered a fourth. Now I have that fourth where it's just either, it's what we call momentum shares. We're going to either let this break down or let it come back up to our entry and stop me out. Yep. Now I just got to let this rest of this work. If it goes to 61, I'll stop out. If it holds, probably these 57s, 58s, and just comes right back down to 50s, and we'll let it knock right back down. Just following this trend line here. At least our entry is pretty much 62. So it's about 61.5, 7. So look at ACB there. Big pressure on the down there for the break of the 150,000 shares. Man, big pullback for EMPH. I think it's coming back to 1250s. That's a crazy turnaround. Oof. Take your eyes off. That's what happens. I looked up to EMPH. There you go. I got out there. Small little, like 2 or 3 cents lost on that last little bit. But I'll take down $40 for today. I mean, hey, that was a swing of trading. I'll tell you that much. Yep. No, today's Wednesday. Wednesday, my friend. Wednesday. Take care, guys.